Hello everybody. Now we are going to see the critical path method for the network diagrams. The small project network consists of 5 activities. Activities 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4 and 2, 4, 3, 4 and 4, 5. Each has got some interrelations between them. It means after completing 1, 2 only we can able to start your 2, 4 activity. Similarly, after completing a 1, 3, we can start 3, 4 activity. That interrelation is shown by the arrow of this network diagram. Now, this 4, 5 activity can be started after completing 1, 4, 2, 4 as well as 3, 4. Then only we can complete your total project. So here the project network activities and each activity's interrelations are given. And then each activities will be taking different time duration. So for example, the 1, 3 activity takes 8 days. That means 1, 2 activity may be taking 9 days. That means this 4, 5 activity can be started after completion of all these activities. That means for a particular activity, what is the earliest starting time we can find out, and earliest finishing time, and latest starting time of particular activity, or latest finishing time of an activity. So an activity will be having nodes. Suppose it is having one activity like this. So activity duration will be mentioned here. These are all called nodes of this activity. So it has got a starting node and ending node. These nodes will not consume any time. It may be started at 0 time or at any particular time. But this activity alone will be having some duration, or it will consume money, material, men, etc. Now we want to analyze this activity. Now here the D is the duration, EST is earliest starting time, earlier finishing time, latest starting time, latest finishing time, and this is called critical path method. We are going to find out what is the critical path along this activity. Now this activity duration we can just write 1, 2 it takes 9 days, 1, 3 takes 8 days, 1, 4 takes 15 days, 2, 4 takes 5 days, 3, 4 takes 10 days, 4, 5 takes 2 days. Now for finding the earliest starting time and latest finishing time, the first box indicates earliest starting time, the second box indicates latest finishing time. The earliest starting time of an initial activity we can start consider as 0. So at 0th time we can start. So 1, 2 activity takes 9 days. So at 9 days only we can start your 2, 4 activity. That means the earliest starting time of your 2, 4 activity is 9 days. Similarly, for this 1, 3 activity, 8 days is the earliest starting time of 3, 4 further activity. Now when you come here, of course this 1, 4 will take 15 days. And 2, 4 will take 9 plus 5, that is 14 days. Here 8 plus 10, 18 days. So this 4, 5 activity earliest starting time can be the maximum of all these values. See, after completion of this 14 days we cannot definitely start this because this path will not be completed. So when an activity is there where various arrows are coinciding, we have to find the maximum path, then only we can able to start the next activity. By this path 9 plus 5 14, this path 15, this path 18. So 18 is the earliest starting time of the 4, 5 activity. Now it takes 2 days, so the finishing time will be 20. That means the project can be completed in 20 days duration. Now the latest finishing time of the last event we can consider as same because afterwards there is no activities. So for the tail activity or tail node, the earliest starting time and latest finishing time is going to be same. Now what is the latest finishing time of this? Is 20 minus 2. That means latest finishing time will be equal to 18 here. When you come here, this latest finishing time is 18 minus 5 is 13 here. But 18 minus 10 is 8 here, whereas this activity 13 minus 9 is coming to 4 days here, but this side 8 minus 8 is 0. Here 18 minus 15 is 3. So here we have to fix a minimum possible time only, because it's the latest finishing time of this activity will be when too many arrows are emerging. In all the path, what is the minimum value that we have to put in the backward pass method while you are filling LFT. So 8 minus 8 is only 0. Whereas this side path is 4, this side path is 3, so this side path is 0, so 0 has to be filled here. Now we have filled up earliest starting time and latest finishing time of all the nodes. Now we can write earliest starting time of these events. So for the earliest starting time of 1-2 activity is 0. Earliest starting time of 1-3 activity is also 0. Earliest starting time of 1-4 activity is also 0, because these 3 activities can be started simultaneously at the same earliest starting time. Now for the 2-4 activity earliest starting time, for the 2-4 earliest starting time is 9, so we can put as 9. 3-4 activity is 8, this value. 4-5 activity is 18. That's the earliest starting time. Now let us start filling up latest finishing time. We can come from the bottom. So latest finishing time of 4-5 activity is 20. Here 3-4 activities. This has got 4 nodes. So at this 4, the latest finishing time is 18. The activities ending with 4 all will be having the latest finishing time as 18 only. So this is 18, and this is also 18, and this is also 18, because all are having the same ending node. Whereas this 1-3 activity, the latest finishing time is 8, and then for the 1-2 activity, latest finishing time is that is 13. Now if you want to compute earliest finishing time, this earliest starting time plus duration. So EFT is equals EST plus duration. That means 0 plus 9 is 9, 0 plus 8 is 8, 0 plus 15 is 15, 9 plus 5 is 14, 8 plus 10 is 18, 18 plus 2 is 20. Similarly, if you want latest starting time will be latest finishing time minus activity duration. Activity duration is 9, 13 minus 9 is 4, 8 minus 8 is 0, 18 minus 15 is 3, 18 minus 5 is 3, 13, and 18 minus 10 is 8, 20 minus 2 is 18. Now for the float, either we can start EFT minus LFT minus EFT, or LST minus EST. LFT minus EFT, that is 13 minus 9 is 4, 8 minus 8 is 0, 18 minus 15 is 3, 18 minus 14 is 4, 18 minus 18 is 0, and 20 minus 20 is 0. So we have got certain activities with 0 float. That means 1-3 activity, we can just mark like this: 1-3 activity, as well as 3-4 activity and 4-5 activity. All these 3 activities are having 0 floating time. That means for this activity 1-4, we have got 4 floating time. That means when this activity is extended for further 4 days, this critical path of 20 days will not be affected. Suppose if it is extended for 9 plus 4, 13, at 13 days it can be completed. 13 plus 5 is 18, so that this path also will become critical. By example, this one will not be affected. So this has got a float or slackness, or we can adjust this activity independently. That means both the activities cannot be extended for further days. So here this activity alone can be extended for further 4 days. That is called your float. So this is called your total float. Whereas 1-4 activity has got 3 days of float. That means this 1-4 activity is taking 15 days, but we can extend up to 3 days so that this path will become 18, so that it will be a critical one. So till the time this 1-4 activity has got slackness of 4, that is a float, that's a time by which the activity can be extended is 4. So that is how we can find the critical path. This critical path is the maximum time consuming path along the network diagram, is called critical path. Any alteration or any effect in this time duration of critical path will affect the entire project duration. I mean, these 20 days will be affected if this one is extended by 1 day, or this one is extended by 1 day, or this one is extended by 1 day. Otherwise, these activities, when it is affected, these are all non-critical activities. These activities can be extended for a few more days without affecting the entire project duration. So the project duration is 20 days. So this is how we can find a critical path for a particular network diagram. And we can compute the float also, and earliest starting time and earliest finishing time of various activities. Thank you.